One of the most important retro games to me is Sonic the Hedgehog. The speed, the music, the graphics, this game has it all. These games might look challenging at first, but with lots of practice, you can find yourself zooming through levels, collecting rings, and discovering secrets.
This is the game that got me interested in starting a retro channel. I want more kids to learn about these fun retro games so they can enjoy them too. Even though this game is pretty old, I think it should be enjoyed by all today's kids. So let's get into it. Welcome to RetroGems, a channel to teach more people about retro games and why they should play them. I'm Jem and I'm 10 years old and I love retro games.
Today I'm going to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog, a fun platformer game where you're a blue hedgehog and you run really fast to collect rings, feed bad guys, and save your animal friends at the end of the level. I'm only going to talk about the classic Sonic games because they are some of my favorites.
These are the 2D side-scrolling games on the Sega Genesis. In Sonic, you can gain a lot of momentum and go faster and faster. This allows you to reach secrets high up because he carries his momentum when you go off a ramp. The game really rewards you for learning the layout of the level. Moving quickly through it, you can get rings, shields, or find special stages to get Chaos Emeralds, which lets you unlock a really fun secret. I think Sonic is a lot more of a forgiving game compared to other side-scrolling games. When Sonic gets hit by a bad guy, he loses rings. If he has no rings, you get hit, you lose life. As long as Sonic has at least one ring, you won't die when you get hit. Sonic dies instantly if he is crushed or falls down an endless pit. This makes it so you always have a chance to stay alive as long as you keep one ring. The graphics for classic games are blocky and very colorful. The levels are very detailed too, and they have blades of grass, pipes, waterfalls, and little flames. There's always something interesting to look at, even in the background while you're playing. Even though there isn't much of a story in these Sonic games, you can sometimes find details in the background and tell what's going on. Especially true in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. The music in the Sonic games is one of my favorite of all retro games. Because of how old the Genesis is, it could only do electronic sounding music. It is very unique and really helps move the action. I even listen to the music when I'm not playing the games. Today I'm going to talk about the first Sonic the Hedgehog game. I will cover each classic Sonic game later in their own video, so let's start playing. Sega is the one who made the game and the console. I think the title does a great job at grabbing the player's attention. Green Hill Zone is a perfect intro to learning the gameplay. If you lose all your rings and get hit, you die. Playing with the momentum is real fun. Sonic controls just like a pinball. The items come in these little monitors. If you look closely, they look like retro TVs.
The special stages honestly suck. You can't beat them unless you memorize the layout. You touch the gold blocks, you think you reached your goal, but you haven't. You've lost, and you can't try them until the next act.
If you stare at the backgrounds long enough, you can get very dizzy. I find them easiest when I'm calm and in the zone. Otherwise, they're super frustrating. It's important to rack up as many continues as you can. Continues are like a second chance. When you lose all your lives, you can use a continue to restart the level again with 3 lives. If you don't touch the controls, Sonic will get impatient. You better start playing because Sonic is waiting. Shields keep you from losing your rings, but when you get hit, you lose your shield. You need some speed in order to get past a loop-de-loop. You can't just walk up. A lot of levels have a high path and a low path. If you take the high path, it's more difficult, but it rewards you with secrets. In the original game, Sonic doesn't become temporarily invincible when he hits spikes. This makes it really easy to die. They fixed this in later games. At the end of Act 3, there's a fun boss to beat. They're not too challenging once you get the hang of it. After you beat the boss, there's a giant capsule that you have to jump on. It breaks to free the animal friends. The next level I want to talk about is Marble Garden. This is the absolute slowest level in the game. All of that nice speed and momentum you had in Green Hill Zone, gone. This level has a lot more platforming gameplay and timing Sonic's movements. It has a neat trick where some platforms you jump on will light on fire. It also gives you plenty of opportunities to get crushed to death. How lucky! Every Sonic game has a water level. Labyrinth Zone is definitely that water level. It is one of the most challenging levels, but it can be fun to test your skills. Sonic cannot and will not swim. He moves very slowly underwater and can drown after a couple minutes. Thankfully, your savior is water bubbles. Be sure to grab one of these every minute or so to keep Sonic going. Starlight Zone is my favorite level. Do you remember Green Hill Zone? If you like that speed and momentum, then this is your level. I really love the music in Starlight Zone too. Have a listen. The boss in this level is a lot of fun. You can beat him in 2 different ways. Throw bombs up at him or catapult yourself into him. Scrap Rain is the last level and the hardest level. It's this ugly robotic level with tons of traps for Sonic. It's one of my least favorite levels. I'm not going to show you the last boss because I don't want to spoil anything for you, but honestly, you're not missing out on anything too big. So, do I have you excited to play Sonic now? I hope you've learned a thing or two about this amazing game, and maybe you even want to play it yourself. You might be wondering where you can play it. Well, there's lots of options. If you have an old Sega Genesis, you can play the original games on that. I'm gonna guess most of you don't have that. All the classic Sonic games can be played on the Sonic Origins collection, available on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. If you have an old Sega Saturn, Sega released Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles on a disc called Sonic Jam. Stay tuned to my channel because I plan on visiting other classic Sonic games in the future. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you're notified when I post my next video. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!